Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Sunday. I know it's been a little bit, but don't freak out. I haven't been completely gone from the scene. Simply just been working on other stuff and doing a ton of live stuff. So before this game gets too crazy, I do want to talk about a few announcements I had. Number one being, ignore the little banner. It's just simply the banner that I could get to work, and I needed to get this commentary out before I have a couple other things to do today. So I wanted to get this commentary out quick, so that's just the one it is. So I'm not giving a shout out to them or anything, but just use it as a replay bar cover up and just take it like that. Also being said, I have been doing a ton of commentaries, just not on my YouTube account. Where I have been doing a lot of work is for therushnetwork.com, so please do check them out. www.therushnetwork.com. Been doing a ton of live stuff, several hours every day, so please go check them out. And or if you're really lazy, you can just go on teamliquid.net, and we are one of the streams on the right. We stream a ton of the events: European Craft Cup, Hyper Crew, Undeniable Gamer, US Craft Cup, the Black Dragon League, and just the CSL. It's done some stuff for them. Zeke, ton of stuff. That's all I'm going to say, a ton of stuff. So please do check them out. But without too much more of a delay, RootQXC is spawning in the top left, and in the right is RuFF. QXC being the strong, very well-known Terran player from Team Root. He is a total beast, won a ton of tournaments. He is just an absolute person you do not want to mess with on the StarCraft 2 ladder. But who is RuFF? RuFF is actually a strong Terran player, and he plays, actually, I'll give myself a little shout out, does play for my team, play for mobilitygaming.com, mobility-gaming.com, new StarCraft 2 team that has popped up. We've been going for a couple months and actually have thrown together a pretty nice roster. So please do check us out and support us as you can, and you will see us more in the ESCA.net League as well as the CEVO League and Clan Wars soon to come. But with that being said, let's get right into this game. QXC being the blue Terran in the top left, and RuFF being the red Terran in the bottom right, or top right, excuse me. Both players look like they're just going to go for the Herbal command and go ahead and, looks like both players are going to go ahead and pop up that one Marine. One interesting thing to note is the early second gas from RuFF here. QXC knows exactly what he's going to go up against. He knows he's going to go up against either tanks or Hellions or Banshees, but either way, he knows he's going to be a meching and teching Terran opponent. So it's a nice little scout here for his opponent. Looks like RuFF's going to go ahead and throw down his factory as well as QXC. So far, basically the same builds. QXC is yet to throw down that second gas, but will relatively quickly. Quick look at the resource tab, 16/16, exactly equal, basically the same builds besides his earlier second gas for RuFF. What does he have planned for it? Obviously Banshees or tanks, or Banshees would be really the thing I would guess, or tank play, even double factory play with the tanks. Obviously probably going to see some Hellions come out of the factories for one of these players, but looks like we'll just have to wait and see as both factories are about to pop up. Here goes down the second gas, as well as a tech lab on the barracks for RuFF. It looks like he's going to go ahead and lift that off and put it right on the factory, and with that, I would assume Hellion production at this point in the game. We'll just have to wait and see, and indeed it does look like we do have Blue Flame on the way with a Hellion, so RuFF is going to be able to put a little bit of pressure on his opponent, but what his opponent's going for, looks like he is indeed putting a tech lab on the factory as well. I feel like if he would have been going Banshees, that second gas would have been a tad bit quicker. Reactor going down as well. Will we see Hellions come out for QXC? We'll just have to wait and see. Taking a look at the production tab, there it is as well. So we're going to have some Blue Flame Wars, both players opting to get it. RuFF's will be a tad bit quicker, but here comes the Rax. Rax fly so much faster than they do in Brood War. Just absolutely, you can absolutely use them for scouting purposes. In StarCraft 1, you'd have to go AFK for lunch to let that Rax cross the map. But with that being said, looks like this Rax is going to come in, is going to see the starport, going to see the tech lab on the factory, and knows that Banshees probably will eventually be coming out here from RuFF. But looks like, take a quick glance at the units tab, does look like RuFF has already popped out 2 Hellions, 1 for QXC. How much damage will these Hellions be able to do? Looks like there's 1 Hellion for RuFF just chilling on the outside of his opponent's base, a couple Marines taking the tower as well, and a couple more Hellions on the way. So both players going to mass up these Hellions, but his opponent does have a nice amount of Marines, 8 Marines to the 2, but RuFF's just going to ignore these Marines and just going to run right past them. How many SCV kills will he be able to do? 2 Hellions from QXC are now being shown, but they are going to fry away these SCVs. Just how many kills can they get? Can they make their lives worth it? But looks like RuFF's going to wrap back around. Looks like indeed the fire will go in the favor of QXC, and he's going to be able to clean up these Hellions Hellions without too much of a problem. 2 being a little bit wasted here from RuFF, but still was able to get a nice scout on his opponent. Tech Lock going down on the starport as well, so indeed we will be seeing Banshees momentarily. Wouldn't expect it to be a Raven with the lack of Marines and lack of tanks, but I would expect to see a Raven pretty quickly. This one barrack's going to come back in for one more suicide scout, realizing it's not going to be able to be repaired. RuFF looks like he's just going to gather map control, and a quick look on the resource tab. 26 over 21 SCVs, definitely in the favor of QXC right now. RuFF really does need to do some damage. Will he be able to do some damage, or will QXC just be able to out macro him? Tank on the way with a medevac. Medevac is going to make those Marines all the more stronger, and does have that bunker on the front door. I'd like to see a little bit of a wall off here to stop all these Hellions from coming in, because RuFF has mounted up a huge amount of Hellions. 6 Hellions. How much damage will he be able to do? A medevac drops, looks like it's going to go out. 3 Hellions being dropped, but just as he's about to drop those Hellions, 4 Hellions, 5 Hellions slipping in the front door, and they are going to go right for the SCVs. All the SCVs forcing to be pulled. How much damage will he be able to do? At the same time, it looks like the medevac is dropping off a bunch of Hellions, so those players are going to take some huge hits, but QXC is going to lose every SCV, ladies and gentlemen. RuFF's going to pull his SCVs. He needs to get out of there, realizing they're going to do a ton of damage. QXC late to respawn, a little lack of response here, and RuFF might be able to steal one here just because of the lack of pulling SCVs here from QXC. How much more damage will he be able to do? Does have that one tank, but only a few SCVs do remain, and those Hellions are going to spread out. Might be able to even take out the tank, but they looks like they're going to back off, and it looks like he will eventually clean this up. 1 more Hellion, 2 more Hellions popping out. Should be able to clean the rest of these, and he can shortly resume mining. But while the opponent is QXC still being harassed by the 1 Hellion, nicely done. Good control here from RuFF. And now let's take a quick glance at the meter, and you can see his opponent is in a terrible situation. Here comes the Banshee out to take care of it, and the medevac's got to get back, and QXC has 1 SCV to his name. Both players summoning down some mules here, realizing they do need a bit more of an economy. 2 tanks are out for QXC, but QXC is in a world of trouble. How will he ever hold this off? Looks like this one Banshee's coming in, and he will have nothing to go against this Banshee. And now the Viking actually picks up the Banshee. Excuse me, he does indeed have that Viking out. But this is going to be, he is absolutely in a terrible situation. This is going to be an easy game for RuFF to go ahead and steal a game from QXC right here, right now. Very, very quickly done, just because he was able to micro those Hellions so beautifully and deal so much damage to his opponent. And RuFF is going to be in a fantastic situation. Look for him to do any kind of push here, and his opponent will have to bail, but just because his economy-wise, he is just so hurt. 15 over 4 SCVs. Terrible condition here for QXC. QXC realizing it, probably gathering his thoughts. Looks like he's going to go for 1 more Doom drop, but he only has 2 tanks. How much damage will he be able to do? Actually, maybe quite a bit. His opponent's forced to pull. RuFF forced to pull all of his SCVs off the line, but still, even after suiciding all these SCVs to go against the tanks, he indeed still has more than his opponent. And that, ladies and gentlemen, will simply sum things up, and QXC is going to be forced to GG out of this game relatively quickly. He has no standing army. A quick look at the units tab. 2 tanks. Oh, he does have 2 more tanks still out. But 2 more Hellions as well, but again, 7 Hellions and 4 Marines here, so he's in a world of trouble as of yet. But here come the Hellions, needs to micro these the best he can, and indeed RuFF's just going to suicide him in there and pick them off, or QXC's going to suicide him in there, and RuFF will just pick them off and take names while he does. Looks like RuFF is going to go in here trying to land this wall in, but the wall in will be indeed too late, and with that, RuFF's going to be able to pick off even more SCVs, so name the game SCV killing, because this game has gotten ugly very, very quickly. GG coming from QXC. RuFF able to steal one relatively easily. So please do check it out, www.Rush Network, as well as Mobility Gaming. And we have a lot of stuff coming from me and Rush Network and Mobility Gaming. So please do stay tuned. I'll try to upload commentaries the best I can on YouTube when I do have time, but realize I'm not AFK from the scene. I'm not MIA. I am here commentating my little heart out. So with that being said, thank you for tuning in, guys. And please do check out the Rush Network, because I have a live stuff coming on actually today as I post this video. So thanks for watching, guys. That is all I have. Sunday signing out. Thanks. Bye.